line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
And now, at long last, Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get at it here for the Season 3 Super Late Models opener here at Daytona International Speedway. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and welcome back as always to our show and our broadcast booth here as we are live once again from Daytona. And what might be the series that I honestly had no idea they actually were going to make me do this, but they decided to bring out the Super Late Models to Daytona International Speedway, of all things. As you see our track tech talk there up on the screen board already, just kind of giving you guys an idea what these guys and gals are going to be dealing with here tonight. This is just absolutely insane. I'm still trying to figure out who thought this was a good idea, but show must go on, so I'll stop ranting. Let's go ahead and get things ready to work them on in. We'll start them on the pole. It'll be the number 21 of Robert the Rattlesnake On is outside. It's Chantel the Throttle Otto. Row number 2, Matthew Offord. In the 84, it is outside. The number 7, the closer, Cindy Taylor. Row 6, the 80 of Alonzo King Jr. In the 80, it is outside. It'll be the 20 of Jeffrey Oakes. Row number 4, it's going to be Chad Lancaster. There in the 22 machine is outside. It'll be the number 1 of Warren Young. Row 5, Ryan Kling in the 15 is outside of the 4, Joe Nuttleman. Row 6, the 79 of Jesse Baker is outside. It'll be the 72 of Jeffrey Todd Tufts. And final starter, Bob Hutchings, making his debut here in the 77, all the way from Canada. These drivers all are ready to work them on in and ready to situate them on by. Some guys and gals from the Canada region, all ready to work them on in and get things situated through. They are loaded up on our screen and on our scoreboard here. They are now ready to come on by and get things situated through. Packed house here in the crowd and in the chat here. Deborah Shriver saying driving. Tyler Hagwood saying bring home the W, Young. Derek Pope saying let's go as well. Ian Yeager saying I'm going to win. A little Wario voice there. Here come the drivers. As always, we start them off with the drivers showcase here and the drivers lineup here on the screen, on the scoreboard here, to show you who is who and who is where here tonight. These guys and gals on a whole different plane here tonight, on a different kind of style and a different kind of area than they're used to. Usually you see those small tracks for these guys to run on, but tonight, nope, not to be. The Super Late Models get the ARCA Cup Trucks Xfinity treatment here tonight. They get to drive on these big bad boys here, and I can tell you right now, a lot of them are excited, a lot of them are feeling the pressure, but I don't think any one of them is going to disagree that they are ready to all hit them hard and hit it strong here tonight and try and see how this one plays out. 60 laps to the distance, a lot of runs here to say the least here. A lot of top guys, a lot of top gals here making their in-ring show, their debut here. And Bob Hutchings there in the 77, looks like he's having some troubles there, unfortunately. That will set him back. We'll see if he's able to make the call. Set back just a little bit here, kind of situate him through here. We'll see if that brings back a little bit for himself and see if he can get in there. Packed crowd on in here tonight, cracked crowd in the fans here. Folks are ready to go here, ready to see this one play on out and field them on by here. The drivers are set, racked, stacked, and all that as they will bring them down out of turn 4 here. Whip them up into shape. They're ready to go. Pace car comes off, which means one thing. We're ready for the green flag to fly out. Hear the roar of the Super Lates to Daytona! They will come on down on the front straight away. The early advantage here goes to the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn. The throttle Chantel Pottle on the outside, trying to dig it in a little bit, trying to lay into there a little more. But here comes the 84 there of old Matthew Hofford. Hofford's got quite a bit of experience here with the late model division. He's got a race win in there last season, but this time he's in the Super Late Model division now. That will definitely send him for a bit of a ride and get things situated through for him a little bit more as time goes on. And if you're wondering what it looks like in a Super Late Model, well, as we go on board here with Chantel Throttle Pottle, you can see it looks a little bit different than a late model. Not as big of a steering wheel. You're more caved in, and you've got a whole lot more power under that hood. You better know how to work it around here, and you better know how to deal with it as they field them on around here. Matthew Hoffman still side by side now, looking for that race lead early. Kahn trying to give himself a little bit of a momentum push. A momentous occasion here for Pedal to the Metal Racing League, starting another series once again, kind of moving through the field and moving through the chains. Everybody's been doing their darndest to kind of give themselves something new to try out, something crazy to go into. And this is definitely no different here as Alonzo King Jr. in that 80 machine makes a jump up into the spotlight right now. Currently moves up one spot, tied with everybody else that's moved up a spot here, which would be Hofford, Taylor, Lancaster, and Young at the moment. No full throttle assaults or any guys or gals that currently have the hard charge of the night so far. Don't worry, it's early. They'll figure it out. Field works them on by here. Everybody's still in a good battle here early on, though there's a lot of laps to complete here. I believe at the halfway point we will have the mandatory caution to give these guys and gals a little bit of a chance to take a breather and get the cars re-racked, restacked, and all that. Fuel's going to be definitely a big issue here as well for them. They're going to have to really watch that here tonight. As they track them on down around that back straightaway here, starting to field them on in. Some hard runs there coming on the back stretch in the end zone. Now you see Warren Young trying desperately to get the inside line a little more in his favor here. On board here with him, as you see, it's Cindy the Closer Taylor and that number 7 with some beef in the back there. Now I've had some beef with some drivers around here and had some beef in general just for this morning's breakfast. But I have so many questions on why that's on the back of a car. Mike Kruger, what kind of speed are they seeing? Well, right now, the speed they're getting at, it's over I believe it's over 180 miles per hour, about 200 miles per hour in total. They're hitting in those Super Late model cars, and that is pretty darn impressive considering how much power they have to work with. Hard to really say how much power they have, actually. Actually, I take it back. We have a way to look and see what they got. Their top speed was at 200 there. Lancaster was the one to get that. The average speed right now they're running is about 187 to 185 right now currently. The way things are shaping up and the way things are going. Robert Kahn has got about a little bit of a problem. He's gone to the back. I don't know if he overgot it a little bit and the engine started to kick out a bit. But that motor has gone. He's lost all his momentum and everything, and that just cost him majorly there. The speeds these guys are carrying are over 180, 189 right now. Currently 187, 186 here for Matthew Hoffer. He's starting to really fly him in hard. Right now, during about here out of the back straightaway here, and trust me when I say it, folks. I've got our friends from SCK Gaming giving me all the info and the tips here on how fast these guys are going. I would not be kidding you if I didn't say what times they were running or what kind of speeds they were running. But the times-wise definitely are not quite any farther away from one another. No big moves just yet, but considering where we were at with the late model division last season here, a little bit of a different story here when it comes to their runs and their momentum. Everybody's doing everything they can to try to find a little run in their position to make a jump in. And Robert the Rossnick Khan has got, well, a lot of time to make up for it now. He just got set way back in the pack here from that hot motor. Roy Atchison the third saying, I'm guessing 125, 150. No, that'd be the street stocks, not these things. And trust us, when we ran those things here, that was a mistake. But we loved them still. It was still a pretty fun race. Speaking of which, coming down on the back straightaway here, side by side here, Jeffrey Oaks there, the number 20 Quaker State Menards machine going side by side there with the 11 machine there right to his outside. That being Cindy the Closer Taylor there, although she's supposed to be running the 7 here tonight, but apparently she has switched her number over to what Warren Young is to run, which is the 11. Losing a lot of ground there in the middle section, trying to get something going here. Can't quite get the power up on that high side or in the middle area. It seems like maybe that might be just to slow him down, trying to keep the heat from burning up a little bit. Well, that'd be pretty smart considering all things considered. They only get 3 instant repairs here tonight, folks, so keep an eye out for that as time goes on right now. As Alonzo King Jr. now moves to the inside zone, starting to build some power under the hood. Ryan Kling's in his sights. Oaksy goes to the bottom here on the yellow line here, tries to get off that spot. Sparks fly 3 wide, 4 wide out of turn 3. Cindy the Closer Taylor gets sent up into the wall protection there, nowhere to go, and ends up almost taking it for a ride. Yeah, the ladies right there are getting put way back in that little rack sack field they had going for themselves. You want to talk about horsepower and speed, just take a listen to how hard these guys and gals are just driving these things through the corners. Listen to this. Let's crank it up a little bit. The motors right now absolutely screaming under that hood. There is no gimmies around here with those things. They will tear you apart if you overdrive them or you underdrive them. And currently right now, Matthew Hopper knows all about that. He is still your current race leader here. Warren Young there in the number 1, trying desperately to build some power under the hood and start to fire him on by, trying to hang him in there. Running them through here, back them on by down the front straightaway here, starting to close on the gap. So the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks there to the inside zone, trying to hang on by there, right back on the attack though. Here comes Chad Lancaster in the 22. Lancaster now to the outside line, starting to get a little bit of a run there on turn 1 down turn 2. Making a bit of a jump there into position, maybe looking for an opening. I wouldn't take it to the 3 wide slough just yet. You still got a lot of laps to go there, boys and girls. Time starting to click away, starting to go by and by right down there, side by side. You can see Warren Young going the outside line, trying to get a little bit of a run there, trying to get some position in there, trying to see if he can get something going for himself. Can't quite get it there. Now you see Lancaster trying to go to the inside zone, trying to get that draft there off of Hopper and Oaksy. Jeffrey Oaks and Matthew Hofford right now, both 2 longtime good friends, just kind of tagging themselves in and trying to fight them on by. As Chantal Throttle Apollo there making a big jump back into the run. A full throttle assault is initiated, but I gotta wonder how much that motor is eating away at that car. Is they gotta be getting hot under the collar and gotta get pretty all over the place in this time of day. Running up through now, down to the back straightaway. 3 wide salute. Ooh, I've had my head turned for a minute. Producers, you gotta let me know when these things happen around here, dude. Ryan Kling sends the Pennzoil 15 machine straight into a 3 wide area there with Warren Young and I believe Chad Lancaster there, and they was just throwing some haymakers. They cleared it there, but they've got to be careful here. Strong racing is one thing, but it's another when you get yourself into trouble. But currently Matthew Hofford there in the 84 still has got that race lead kind of styled it in and locked up, still has a good position there. Oaksy goes up on the high bank zone, a little bit of trouble. If you folks are wondering at home, are they running a fixed or an open? Well, this season, it's going to be a mix-up this season for the Super Late Model. Some races will have open setups and a few, well, most I would say have open setups, but there's going to be a few that have a special little fixed setup race or so to give the driver something to kind of fight away and figure out who really can nail the best here. As you see big movements there around on the inside zone. Times outside yet again. Oaksy trying to keep that car centered away. These cars getting absolutely loose in those corners and the turns. And they're just starting to reel him in, dealing more hard on that zone. Wow, the Super Late's definitely throwing off some haymakers and throwing some big moves when they need to. But it is Matthew Hofford who currently has got the race lead in. Well, I would say, if anything, he's looking pretty comfortable out there, although I hope that did not just give him the broadcaster curse. Knowing my luck, it probably did, and I'll get yelled at for it, as I usually do. All jokes aside, though, currently right back on through. Here we go on by down the back straightaway here, side by side here. Everybody's still in a solid run here, a hard run here to go. Alonzo King Jr. going straight to the outside line, trying to build some push up, while the 15 of Ryan Kling tries to get something going there with Chad Lancaster right beside him. Jeffrey Oaks, who was in the hunt earlier, falters back a little bit here and starting to lose some ground. Right back on down around here yet again. Oaksy having problems, and now there's even bigger problems for him. Gets straight into the wall protection, damaged up on that machine. Bob Hutchings finally gets back out on the track there and manages to get himself situated through. Jeffrey Todd Tufts has to go into pit road here. Unfortunately, something gone wrong for him, and it looks like the motor might be quitting a little on him and Jesse Baker and Joe Nuttleman. All kind of doing their own thing right now, kind of doing where they need to. Robert Throsik on, though, has just been kind of sitting in his own area, kind of sitting with play. And he was trying to get a little bit of hand here from Joe Nuttleman, but that does not seem to be the case here. So we're about halfway into this one here. Currently, drivers still in a hot pursuit here in a hot battle, and they're having to go into pit road to try to get things fixed in. The fuel run is going to be very crucial here for these guys and gals tonight. That's one thing you got to watch around here, is if that fuel run takes over. And that's exactly what's doing right now to them. In the chat tonight, of course, Roy Atchins saying, "How you doing, best? Brittany Young, let's go Young." And then also from Roy, "It looks fun. I tried to get them to run in my league, but 3 years ago they said it'd be too slow." I'm very impressed, though. Yeah, man, I mean, if you put your mindset to it and get something figured out, eventually you'll find a way to get something to run. I've seen folks take Daytona and put dirt late models on here, and I'm just, when they do that, I'm like, what? That's my kind of racing. That's my style. That's what I like to see. But Yeah, at the end of the day, that's kind of how they play out. Now cars will have to go into pit road, get refueled up, and tires are going to be a crucial factor here, as well as not getting into trouble with pit road officials. Jeffrey Oaks catching back up will have to go in there as well. Bob Hutchings will now actually be able to possibly take over the race lead here if he can get something going here for himself. They're working by around down on turn 4, and looks like he's decided to go into pit road as well. So he's going to be playing a little bit of catch-up with these guys. Alonzo King Jr., Robert Kahn all stayed out, now kind of doing their own thing. Here's our pit strategy right now for these drivers and how things are looking there. You can see Chantel Pottle, Matthew Hopper, Taylor, and Oaksey all kind of playing into their own area, and all signs there. And all signs point to them to really make a big move later on, but here comes the rattlesnake. Robert Kahn now starting to challenge them on in, get his lap back. He lost there earlier. Alonzo King Jr. right now, though, looking pretty solid. He's pretty strong here. He knows he needs that draft. He needs a little bit of help here to kind of stay in that position. That's one thing you're going to see all night long, is just where everyone can get things fixed in and where they can get things settled in. And you can see a little bit of a slip up there from the 5. Yet again down out of turn 2. Manages to stabilize and get it back underway. But Alonzo King Jr. and Robert Kahn have taken the race lead away. Alonzo, now your new leader here. He takes this one to the bank. He takes it down on in. Starting to show up what he can do here and start to field him on by. Give himself a run here. The rattlesnake is tenacious, though. He's intense. You know, when he comes out here, he's always looking for a little bit of a hustle and a fight here. He's coming down out of the front straightaway, making some solid runs here, to say the least. Field back him on by here. Still pounding around here. Still a lot of runs here to go. Neither one trying to give an inch here for the race lead. Alonzo doing everything he can to try to stabilize, to stay in position while the rattlesnake tries to get something going there. Fielding them on around. You can see from our sky cam here a little bit as the drone cam gets put to work. You can see how close Kahn has to get up there with Alonzo to try to get something built up into that area and in that zone, as the West Virginian working it hard as can be there in that turn and stall this as well. And with that, we'll now bring us to our quick commercial message here. So folks, do not go anywhere. When we return, we're going to find out who's going to be able to keep the momentum going as we are about ready to reach the halfway point into our stage break. When we come back, though, the Pedal to the Metal Racing League Super Late Models have just gotten the season started, and so far it's been pretty hectic with all the drivers coming down. We'll see how it all plays out when we return. Well, tonight's race for, of course, Pedal to the Metal Racing League here at Super Late Models Division at Daytona has been brought to you in part by Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and the fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit their website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best Xfinity team out there sponsoring and supporting Pedal to the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check them out on their merchandise store on Facebook, and check them out when they're on the track. And by Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts supplying up the trophies for the season champs this season. If you're looking to get the best hardware or gift for your next event, it's best you visit up www.bobscustomtrophies.com today to catch all the latest action and all the stuff that goes down around there as well. They're on the social media platforms, and I'll tell you right now, Stokes, some of the iRacers have took notice of Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. They have been purchasing up and buying in to the designs and the awesome stuff that comes from them. I'll tell you one thing, that's definitely well earned and well deserved. It's about time they got their due, considering what kind of pieces of mantles they can make up for you. But I actually went over there just not too long ago myself, and actually I went up and purchased. I'm going to be purchasing me up a little frame for my mother. Well, spoiler alert, but sorry, Mama. She did not know until now, so I hope she did. I hope she's not watching right now and finds out about that, but I will be taking care of that tomorrow morning. Something a little special for the Mother's Day gift coming up, of course, so something special for her. But meanwhile, speaking of mothers, Chantel the Throttle Bottle working it through down the back straightaway here. Rocking some serious momentum there in that Matt Mills Racing Pottlez Wrapz number 5 machine as they take it in, down, around, out of turn 4 here. Matthew Hofford, who had the race lead, losing his momentum and ground here, while the 80 Alonzo King Jr. still way ahead of him. The 15 though now of, looks like the Brian Kling is starting to get gained upon and starting to get caught up here. Might be looking for a little bit of help here, a little bit of a chance. Robert the Rattlesnake Khan has to go back into pit road, which means Alonso, if I had to guess, probably will go in there too eventually. Field works them on around here, starting to field them on by here. They are on 50% fuel, so they have to go in and fill stuff up when they can to try to get these cars situated through. But it can be a bit of a hassle, and it can be a bit of a danger zone as well as they go side by side here around the 15 there. Ryan Kling trying to be passed up by the 5 of Chantel Rodapado, but the problem is Chantel can't quite get the run there on the outside line. That bottom lane seems to be like a kryptonite to the middle lane. If you don't have a run there coming from the middle, you don't have nothing there to gain on the outside or in that area. These drivers giving it all they can though right now, trying to stay them on by and try to field them on in. As they field them on by, a little bit of connection made there between the 5 and the 15, and the 84 gets a little bit tight out of turn 2. Got a little hard on the momentum, sparks flying around here on the backstretch. The 84 there, Matthew Hoffer got tagged in there by, looked like Chantel Rodapado. Hard to say there. We may have to go to the PTM Instant Replay to catch all that here and see what happened exactly. And I think that's what we're going to end up doing here, folks. Let's go back to the PTM Instant Replay and find out what went down there coming into that corner zone and into that turn. See what went wrong and what happened exactly. Here is the PTM Instant Replay in all of its glory here. Let's see what happened exactly here. So they field him on around down on the front straightaway here, starting to get some momentum on by. See what happened. Oh, 15 gets right in there on the corner. Gives a little tap there to the 5 as she was trying to get a little bit of a side draft there. And Hofford actually goes right up to the outside line as a 3-wide salute had to initiate right behind him there. And that was what brought out the PTM Instant Replay and had to show up here tonight. I was hoping that we wouldn't have to show it here too often tonight, but apparently looks like we have to show it once at least tonight. And now back on down out of turn 4 here, still side by side here for these guys and gals. Currently everyone in a hot pursuit for this one, still trying to hang him on by. Kathleen Crawford joins us today here tonight. She's rooting on for Team Rattlesnake tonight. Right now, the old Rattlesnake's going to have to figure some strategy out because right now his strategy seems to be to look high and look far and look dry, because he currently is way in the back of the field and just currently losing more and more ground up as time goes on. Cindy the Colder Taylor, though, in the 11 right now, starting to challenge him up here a little bit in position, field him on down. Side by side there right now, but they're all hunting down this fella right here, Alonzo King Jr., who's got a pretty sizable lead there up on Chantel Rodapado and Cindy Closer Taylor, as well as Ryan Kling there in that 15. You can see the distance that is between them at the moment. Yeah, right now about that, you want to talk about lap times and all that too. Well, let's just say right now he's not exactly staying far away from him too long. They're catching up on him pretty good here and getting some good laps in on those turns. But the distance right now is about 2 seconds and a tenth off from first place for the pack right in front there. And then between those drivers, it's a completely different story as we see problems there around for Ryan Kling there on the backstretch. Whoa, got a huge lick and a kiss and a bump in the back, and that set him for a really hard ride there. I'm not sure what happened to the Pennzoil 15 machine, but all that momentum he had there just got passed by and sent right down to the shadow realm. Nowhere to go on this end, and those super late models definitely hammering down and hammering hard with only 26 laps to go. We're coming up on our halfway point as caution now is called. Oh! Caution is called right as they call it. The 5 gets right in there and crashed on by. Oh my. Well, Chad Lancaster there unfortunately had nowhere to go and got caught up in that one. Oh my goodness, folks, that was a huge lick and a half there for Chad and Chantel. I'm not sure what the heck happened. Of course, we'll go to the PTM Instant Replay to find out what the heck happened exactly, but let me tell you something, folks, I don't even know where to begin with that one. Well, as usual, though, we know what we got to do. Let's get to the PTM Instant Replay ASAP and figure out what the heck, so that way we can get back to the race ASAP. That was a hard lick and a half there. Chantel is A-okay. She's a little suspension's a little sore on the car, but that's all right. Looks like right as they were coming by there, looked like they just kind of pulled in a little too close, and the 22 just, I'm not sure, maybe that the car drifted up a little bit and they got a little looser. Who got in where, but man, that was a hard lick and a half, but managing to save it and kind of get themselves situated through, so good on them for that, but no doubt about it, folks, this will be interesting to see what they call here on that one. We'll have to see what the judges decide. The race officials will have to review that one and see what will go down between them. But right now, as they will get the field worked on by and back set up for another race and a half, we got to cut to a quick commercial break here, folks. And when we return, we're going to the next half of the Super Late Model Division here for the Pottlez Wrapz Racing League. This is their season opener. And I think Robert Kahn right now currently could use a little bit of a chill pill. He just kind of drove out a little too quick there. I'm not sure if the brakes weren't working right or not, but definitely not what you want to see there. But we'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race, of course, for the Super Late Model Division here at Daytona for their Season 3 opener has been brought to you in part by SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By Grid Finder. Grid Finder is the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. Need a broadcaster or livery designer? Search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. Somebody tell them we need to get PTM Racing TV on there. Wait, what? By the ButtKicker. Best in performance for feeling on real tracks of the virtual world, the ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net. Matching your want with your wallet, FEGPC.net will always work with your needs. Build the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing. Be sure to go on over to his page and support his merchandise and iRacing journey. Brandon Minnick, a good friend to the PTM Racing TV series and Pottlez Wrapz Racing series. And by Pottlez Wrapz. If you want your vehicle to match your style on the track, visit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And now, folks, as we get things situated on in back around here once more, field ready to bike back in and start to get things taken care of here. Solid runs all day for these drivers and solid battles all the way to the end, but you know, we still have a long, hard race here to go through. So our field now will jockey back into their runs and back into their positions, and I can say this much right now, I'm really glad that whatever issues we had last night when it came to the frame rate and graphics, thankfully has finally been fixed, thankfully. If everybody remembers that, we had some issues there. I think that was just because of how many cars were on the track. There was a lot of folks we had to deal with there, so we do apologize in advance for those early issues, but I'm glad everyone still enjoyed that show. And glad to have everybody on here tonight as well. We do appreciate for tuning on in, and if you guys want to help support up PTM Racing TV and continue the show and, you know, keep a growing fan base, a community of folks we love talking with here on the show, then be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Head over to our Twitter and Instagram handle and have a little fun there. And also on our YouTube page, this race will be there in its entirety for all to see. Be sure to catch them up and subscribe there for more content. Well, make no bones about it, folks. Coming down out of turn 2 this time by the Pottlez Wrapz Racing League Super Late Model Division at Daytona is ready to work their way on in and go back at it yet again. Some solid drivers in this one, some solid battles all the way through, leading up to this moment and leading up to this position. Now the question is, who will be able to outwit and outpace and outlast this one? Nick Hurd has joined us on, and he's saying these things sound like IROC cars. Yeah, they kind of do now that you think about it. I was trying to figure out what they sounded like. I said they sound like screaming lawnmowers back where I'm here at River Bottom Raceway when they're literally going at about 200 miles per hour instead of like 40 or 50, whatever the heck they go. I don't know. Maybe my brother Sean can jump into the chat here and let me know how fast those late models down at River Bottom go. I don't know. But nevertheless, folks, field works on by. We're halfway through this one here. We've still got a halfway to go. And the top 3 will have interviews at the end of the race. You wanted to see something different and creative? Well, folks, I don't think it gets any more crazier and creative than what we got going on. There's some drivers in here that have never won before that would love to finally add a mantle to their piece and collection. They will bring him down on the front straight away, and it looks like we're staying under caution. Ryan Kling still way back in the field. Matthew Hoffert, nowhere to be found. Not sure what happened to him there. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing or telling what exactly happened to him there, or where he went. All we do know is he is apparently out of the picture and out of the area. I'm trying to think maybe if he had an internet issue or something just went wrong on his end there, but nevertheless here, folks, show goes on as always, and we are ready to field him on back here and ready him on by. And I'm just getting word right now, Hoffert has unfortunately lost power in the car. The momentum for him has completely turned away and is gone. Hoffert, tough break there for him. That is not the way you wanted to see that cat go out here tonight. That was a bad mistake. They're trying to get him into a backup car right now, but I don't know what's going to be possible here. The field will work him on by here, and they'll field him on down again here. Let's see if we're going to get this one back underway for some more green flag racing here. Looks like that will be the case here, as our drivers will field them on around, riding them on by. Getting ready to get set and put the pedal to the metal once more for the show here. There is still a long way to go here when it comes to the racing, comes to the battles. Everyone's still looking to try to challenge them on in and trying to stay in here. Rodney Christensen saying great hard racing. Dustin Sonaker saying yes, great racing indeed. Indeed. Pace car comes out of turn 4. We're back underway and off the restart. Warren Young wants a big jump on that. He knows he needs to get a full throttle assault out of the gate if he wants to try to take the position over. Field them on around down out of turn 1, down into turn 2. Here are these drivers coming right into your living room in a side-by-side battle to the end. Rounding about here, down back yet again. Here you can see a bit of a move there from Joe Nuttleman. Nuttleman now side-by-side there with the 22. Chad Lancaster. Chad trying to hold him off on the inside zone. Trying to go a little bit into the area, but problems are bang there. Oh! Are you kidding me? The big one has come at Daytona. Caution is coming out. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me, guys. Oh no. Well, they saw the 11 there, Sidney the Closer Taylor go for a little spin and a tumble. Just like Tom Brady there, what I hope to see him get done there on the Super Bowl, and went for a tumble and ends up with a fumble. Wait, did I say that out loud? Oh, my bad. Anyway. Yes, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, folks. You can come at me in the comments. I don't care. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the replay here and find out what happened. And just for the record, Cindy's a Raiders fan, so she's not going to get mad at me for that one. But nevertheless, let's see what the heck happened here before we even dive into any more crazy situations here. Here's another look at the replay here. Coming down, catches the inside. It looks like trying to get a little up close and personal, trying to get set up, and then BAM! The 80 just takes it for a ride and a half there, and unfortunately Alonzo King Jr. nowhere to play and nowhere to go. We're going to have to take another look at it from another angle here and see if we can get a good look from our cockpit view here and see from the view here how that all played out here. Here is the PTM replay from the inside view. So looks like it was just a big little run there coming to the inside zone, but you know, it ends up just kind of costing both of them, and unfortunately that was hard racing in the wrong area at the wrong time. But you gotta understand something, folks. These drivers are trying to make the best out of any situation and trying to get something figured in for themselves. And with what little speed they have to work with, there's not a lot of room to make mistakes like that. So that will field them on by here. Roy Atchison, the third, saying money on the 80. Well, we'll find out about that later. But Dustin Sonaker saying problems, as usual. God, you gotta love it when Sonaker comes on the line. Man, you and I, one of these days, gotta come back in here and do another broadcast, brother. I don't even care if it's like just 1 or 2. We just got to go in here and just ragdoll each other when we can and just do our commentary like we always did. I miss those days, brother. For those at home that don't know or are a little bit confused on what the heck I'm talking about, Dustin Slonaker used to go by Sparkalicious here up on the Heat channel here on PTM Racing TV YouTube. And way back when, we actually had the broadcast there for Heat 4 and Heat 5 to an extent. And back then it was we had a commentary team there, and Dustin Slonaker was a big striving point to help get this off the show and get us on the rail. But ever since then, I've pretty much taken over the reins and taken care of things, and Slonaker has been taking care of him and doing the things he needs to, which is tremendous to say the least here. And it's good to see Slonaker finally getting things taken care of here in his life. And hope you're doing okay down there, buddy. Keith Taylor saying, "Let's go, Cindy." Kenneth Crawford saying, "Old Sparks." Yeah, Kenneth knows what we're talking about. By the way, you need to get on here too, dude. And seriously, you and I just need to have a day where we go out here and we race, and then right afterwards we'll find time and we'll do a broadcast in, because like you have no idea what you're missing out. If you thought Heat had some tools, oh, you have no idea what iRacing has at display, brother. Well, nevertheless, besides my ranting here and my excessive need to talk so much, it is time to get the drivers back underway here and back things figured on through. We still got 18 laps to go here. Do not go anywhere, folks. We're not done with this one just yet. Still a long way to go for some drivers here. No time to waste, no time to give here. The Pottlez Wrapz Racing League Super Late Models Division here in Daytona is ready to rack, stack, and field them all that. Dylan Urbaden has now joined the chat. He's saying, "Let's go." Dylan, I know you're with Flyby, but maybe you can talk to them about possibly just doing a random race where you have like 20 or 30 of your guys throw a super late model out on the track. Kenneth Crawford saying, "Would be honored to. We'll be joining you guys very, very soon." Ooh, it's very, very soon now, you say. When you do, give me a holler, brother. Dustin Slonaker, thank you, sir. I would love to join you again in that broadcast, in that booth, brother. Yes, sir. I definitely can't wait. Andy Kirker, this is great. Dylan Urban, it probably could be done. Uh-oh. I hope I did not give you boys a little idea. For those at home that don't know, and just before we get ready to the race, the boys here at Kirker and Hervaden, part of a great league over as well, Flyby AI Racing Series. If you guys haven't checked out their Facebook page, check them out as well. Great bunch of guys down there, and we will have a race to call for them come Saturday night. And I believe Auto Club, if I remember right. And it'll be something to say the least. But right now, we are with Pottlez Wrapz Racing League now. We'll build them on down around the front straightaway here. Swing them on by. It's go time for the Super Late Models. Right back on the attack. Right back into the zone. Now the 79 of Jesse Baker, who did not win a single race last season. Now moving the field on by, starting to move the chains on in. Gets a full throttle assault up to the front as Warren Young, who has not won a race yet as well, is in that zone and in that area. Jeffrey Oakso in the 20 trying to defend in and trying to save himself from losing the ground. They field him on by down around the back straightaway here with the hard run and a 3 wide slow initiates right behind all of them. To the outside, Chantel Throttle gets out of that one. The 22, you see the 72 there of Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Staying in the clear, staying out of that area. You can see the 15 now of Ryan Kling right behind Chantel. But the field is now in a battle of persistence and courage. Cindy, the closer, Taylor right behind there. The 77 of Bob Hutchings, unfortunately, earlier had some troubles there on the start. Seems to have got it figured out now, starting to get things taken care of. Chantel with the full throttle assault of the century. Look at the power coming down out of turn 1. I didn't think he could run those Super Late Models that hard. But apparently, they're thinking they're cup cars because they're running solid as can be as a 3 wide salute initiates down the back straightaway. They hold it touch. They clear it. Jesse Baker in the 79 falters back quite a ways. They're getting out of the turn. Lancaster getting a little bit loose. They're getting a little bump in a position. Managing to save it down out of turn 4. Gets it cleared out. Saving them by down now, but Warren Young currently is starting to run away from the field. He knows what he has got going for him. He's never won on the iRacing circuit. He's never won with the Pottlez Wrapz Racing League circuit. Tonight may just be the end of that. He's trying to end it all. but he's got a whole host of drivers who don't want to just let him win that easily, especially those that want to take it to the 3 wide salute there yet again. Alonzo King Jr., Chad Lancaster on that one, and now the 4, Joe Nuttleman intervenes a little bit. Starting to push his way on in, starting to field him on by. This is tremendous racing from the super late model division. And is this a showing of the tail? Will this be the tail of the tape come next week's race? There is so much more going on down there, so much more at stake here, and these drivers have a whole field of stuff in mind and ready to go. Cindy the closer, Taylor there in the number 7, or no, number 11, starting to field him on by here. Supposed to be running that 7, but she's running the 11 here tonight. Brian Stang saying, let's go Warren Young. He's got a pretty good run right now. He's got a pretty solid connection to the track and the line as well. And with only about 14 laps left to go, it's a 3 wide salute yet again. Corners in. Will they keep it there and hold it down? They seem to want to play that game, and they will indeed. Mac, come on by 5 by side there down to the position zone. They've got to be a little bit careful there because stuff like that can happen. Alonzo King Jr. gets a little bit of a bump, and Joe Nuttleman goes for the right with Chantel. Caution is out. Oh my, that Miller Lite number 4 goes right into the wall protection. Nowhere to go. Gets a little bit taken there for a ride there from the 5 of Chantel. And these guys and gals just completely had a run and a half going there. But that unfortunately is just something that comes with the name of the game. And that will not be what they want to have happen, of course. But we're going to the PTM Instant Replay to find out what happened exactly here. That was a hard little lick and a noggin knocker there, to say the least here. Here is the PTM Instant Replay in all of its glory. So 3 wide salute here. Oaksy's going to drift up just a hint. Coming down out of turn 4. You're going to see it coming into your corner of your screen. And looks like maybe Nuttleman kind of gets into the 5 a little bit, or the 5 drifts up the hint. Hard to tell from that angle there. We're going to have to go to another side of it here and see if we can get a better glimpse at it from the other angle here. See if we can see what went wrong. Here's another angle here. This is from our blimp cam here. Let's take another look. Coming down. Looks like that's just a racing issue there. Chantel goes up a little and Nuttleman comes down. And we all know in racing, when one goes up and the other comes down, well, about the best way to put it, they're both going to be taken down. I tried. I couldn't rhyme that one, guys. I'm sorry. Well, nevertheless here, laps winding down, time starting to go away here, and you gotta wonder what's going through the drivers' minds right now, knowing they have to try to work this full throttle assault all the way through. This pit stop right here is going to tell the tale here. Roy Atchison the third saying, what happened to that 80? He coming? Well, he was coming, but the momentum started to go away from him and started to lose it. Chantel throttle pile managing to get out early. I believe she will have to. I believe she's going to have to, though, take a. We'll see what happens here. See how the judges decide it. She'll have to take the race lead, if anything, but see how it all plays out here. Chad Lancaster in that 22. All cleaned up, ready to go. Robert Kahn back on the lead lap now, so pit strategy playing into effect, and it looks like Chantel is going to be told to go to the back. So I was just going to say what they were trying to say was that they're going to send her to the back, even though she went into pit road. Drivers still need to be in their right spot in their area that was set. So there are no gimmies around here, that is for sure. Don't matter who is where and who is in charge. Everyone has to go to the back eventually if they cause a wreck, as of course the Bell Miller Racing League very well aware of that. So that will set the drivers back a little bit in position, set these guys up more forward. Joe Nuttleman in that 4 machine will charge him on by and be in his position zone. So as we get things wrapped back around here and getting ready to go here, we'll cut to one more quick commercial break here, though. But folks, don't go anywhere. We are not done with this one just yet. When we get back, we're going to see these guys and gals, focus them on in and try to finish this one out. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a minute.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
And now the drivers are getting ready to go back underway here, ready to get things situated on in. Field is rack stacked and all that, and they're packed up and ready to fight back and get out of here. Green flag flies. Will this be their last restart? We'll find out as they come on down around the front stretch. Off the line through the chicane, Robert the Rattlesnake Con strikes again, takes the lead away. But the 77 of Bob Hutchings there from the rock here from Canada, starting to really rock his sock him in, starting to fight his way back up. Leading him on into a hard run and a half here. Everybody still trying to gain some ground, gain some power under the hood. Seems to be a little bit of problems there for Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Couldn't quite get the restarting one, and Matthew Hopper finally getting in that second car. They had to go all the way to the trailer just to grab it out, but they managed to get it out just in time, as you've got four drivers right now in a heated battle to take over the race, win in the lead. Currently Chad Lancaster to the inside there. Jeffrey Oaks trying to hang him on by, trying to seal him in zone. You can see there's a little bit of problems there though for number 4, Joe Nuttleman. The internet doesn't seem to be agreeing with him right now, having a few blinks in and out. He's got to be careful about that. Field works on around, lap starting to wind down here, starting to go away for these drivers. Nowhere to go when it comes to their battles and comes to their runs. They're going to try desperately to stay in this one, try to kick him on and stay in that area. That 77 there of Hutchings, though, has got himself a run and a half here, still working it in towards the end zone. Moving him on around once again, Jeffrey Oaks gets right on the Lancaster, and Lancaster goes for a ride. Spins it on by, Warren Young gets tagged, caution comes out as Lancaster decides to pull a little wall ride in there. And that will kind of bring things out right now. Wait, hold on a minute. Trying to figure out what the producers were trying to show, but apparently they had shown something else there. And that ends up calling for the caution there, of course. So we will see what will go down here between their drivers here and how things will play them on by. We're going to the PTM instant replay, though, to fix this one on around here. There was a hard little lick there from those drivers that are coming out of that corner zone. As you'll see here on the replay here, come looking down out of turn 3. Oaksy just barely taps Lancaster. Warren goes in there, and then Lancaster goes up and wall rides. Here's where Warren went, though. He went right into the wall protection there and got sent pretty much out of the way and out of the zone. And Lancaster, nowhere to go either. Unfortunately, that sent him up to go back in the pack once again here. Tough break there for him. So now, laps are going to really wind down, and they're really going to be paying close attention to this one. Speaking of paying close attention, folks, just a heads up, coming after this race here tonight, we have one more in stock for you here. We are going to be heading them up down at Cedar Lake Speedway, a track that, for some reason today, I finally found a way to win on. After literally paying like a whole week and a half just to try to win it on the dirt stocks, for some reason the late models and me just agreed perfectly on that one. And that will be going, but that is not for me to decipher, because folks, we've got the season championship coming up for Blood Eagle on that track here in just a little bit. It is going to be a fantastic show, to say the least. I know how that track could run, and it is bound for some of the best racing I think we will see from those guys all day and all season long. So the only way to catch that is to stay here on the show here just a little longer and see how it all plays out. It will definitely be something, though, to say the least here, folks. You're not going to want to miss it. So field will now come together here and try to send this one on by. Bob Hutchings making his debut on the show has problems with the car early. Doesn't seem to have any problems now. It seems like he's got it dialed in, and it is just hammering away and focusing away more and more every time here on the track. It has just been an absolute clinic for him here. So we will see everybody get things fixed on by and ready to work them on down around again. Things will come back together here. Things will situate through. You can see them coming right into your living room as they will chop them down here, ready to back it in. Solid racing to say the least here for these drivers. Solid battles all the way through. And folks, they are going to be going on this next restart zone, I'm pretty sure here, because it's going to come on by. Flagman waves the flag up. Lights go down. That means it is time to get things fixed on in once again and see what will become of our drivers. Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn, last season's double series champion, the only driver on the iRacing circuit, that is, to go back-to-back in series championships in a single season. He's the only driver to do it. Now he's on a track that a lot of folks, himself included, felt like was one of those tracks that had kind of eluded him when it came to a race win. Will that be the case here tonight? He hasn't been in victory lane in a little bit of a time or two. He's trying to get back there tonight, trying to get himself situated through. But will that be the case? We're going to see here as they make it bound, bringing him down to the back stretch. And the super late models of PTM making their television debut. And on a track that probably nobody in their right mind would have thought to put him on. But then again, this is pedal to the metal we're talking about. We don't play by the rules too often. We like to do things a little differently when you're probably not supposed to. So this will tell the tale here that restart zone is going to be a big key factor on this area. Who wants it more? Who wants it more? Who wants to become a champion? And who wants to take this one to the end and to the focus end of the run? Make no bones about it, folks. They'll field them on down around here, down out of turn 4. Pace car will come off the track, and these drivers are ready to rack, stack, and fight back. They're waiting for that flag. Man, the lights up. The green flag flies. We are back at it for the finish. Finish coming your way here. 5 laps remain. There is no time to spare. The Rattlesnake off the gun, jumps them in. Oaksey follows behind while Bob Hutchings there falls in the back a little bit, maybe thinking it's time to set the car up for later. But I don't think you want to set it up too much later. Mack him on around down the back straight away here, starting to challenge them in here around the zone. Everybody in a hot pursuit for this one, trying to field it on by, trying to get some runs into the area, play him on down. The 79 and Jesse Baker going straight in the inside zone, trying to look for the pocket, give himself a little bit of a chance here. Takes it down here out of turn 3 and back on around for turn 4. A little bit of a run half coming here between these drivers and coming into the field here right now. Bob Hutchings there still in the zone, in the play there. The 80 there of Alonzo King Jr. trying to make a big jump around. He's trying to give him the push. Chantel, the throttle puddle, falls behind in pursuit, trying to stay in there, as well as Jesse Baker and Cindy the Corbin Taylor. Baker trying to cook up the apple turnover special and trying to turn that car over to the front and into position. But with only 4 laps remaining, that's not an easy feat, especially when these cars aren't giving you the run that they usually do. Time's running out, time's going away. Alonso goes back to the inside there, makes the big jump once again. Bob opens the door up, and now Chantel, the throttle puddle, goes to the inside zone once more. Robert the Rattlesnake Kondo has got the race lead, while Jeffrey Oaks there stays in the field, trying to field him on by. 3 to go, folks. Focusing them on in, starting to challenge them on down the front straightaway here. Jesse Baker, Cindy the Closer Taylor, Matthew Hoffert there, all in that cut zone. The number 1 there, Warren Young, after all the struggles and battles he had earlier, he's been trying to get back up into that position, trying to get something going for himself. But it doesn't seem like anything's been going too far here. They're trying to get the Daytona choo-choo draft train going, but it's not working in their favor here. It's not helping them out. Fighting them on down around here out of turn 3 down into turn 4. Once again, Jeffrey Oaks trying to get something, anything to push, to pull, to shove, and to ground up. But it's just not there. He can't quite get it to go yet again here as they field him on back around. 2 to go. Green flag flies high. But Alonzo King Jr. thinks he's got something for him. Has to pull back though into the draft. He saw Chantel was going to make the move if he didn't get the run. Oaksy knew he had something there for him. They are still in a draft line to position zone. Robert Kahn has got the race lead all but wrapped up if he can stick here. Some more turns in the corners. Down the back straightaway though, that's not the same yet. They're not out of it just yet here. Still fielding them on by. Oaksy to the inside. Alonzo to the outside. Trying to corner off, trying to stay in that area. Chantel Throttle Powell now pushing forward as hard as she can. She's doing everything she's got. White flag is out on the front straightaway here once more. Alonzo starting to get a little bit of a run there, starting to get a little bit of a bumpy, pushy situation. Got to be careful about that. He knows he's running out of time and running out of position. Oaksy trying to maybe look for one last big run there. We'll try to get on the outside zone, coming down on the back straightaway. Now Bob Hutchins tries to swing it into the outside, tries to get the full throttle assault in gear. It doesn't quite work for him. Alonzo tries to help him. He wants to set it up. They'll come down out of turn 3 and 4. Bob's not quite helping him. Alonzo will go to the inside zone now. But out of turn 4, is there enough time for Oaksy to make a move on the outside to make a big run to the inside zone? Alonzo thinks there is. They're coming to the finish line. Robert Kahn is going to take this one home by a matter of inches. By a matter of a car length, I should say, not inches. But field him on by a matter of inches, I meant to say. By 500 of a second, Jeffrey Oaks holds off Chantel Throttle Pottle in a spectacular finish. Great race. And it looks like Oaksy decides to give Archon the old love and bump and get him out of my way, folks. Oh, boy. It was a long, hard road for all. It was a long, hard battle for many. But make no bones about it, folks. This right here is what Pedal to the Metal is all about. The strong races, the strong battles. And for one driver, another trip to victory lane. And maybe it's been a little bit longer than he wanted to wait, but he starts the Super Late Model Division off strong. But he's still got a lot of races to go before he can make anything secured in it. And apparently he has to open his own lawn care service. What a race and what a final run to there at the end. Well, I guess Colin's not quite done yet. He has to get a little bit cocky out there. Has to put it in reverse and says, all right, I'll just throw it in here and I'll let it stick. Talk about a race stuff from these guys and gals here. Great stuff here all the way through for everyone on board. So now let's go ahead and take it down to our final results here. The race results are now in. It's going to be Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn taking this one home. Jeffrey Oaks takes home a second place finish. Third is going to go to Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Fourth to Alonzo King Jr. Fifth to Bob Hutchings. Sixth to Warren Young. Seventh to Cindy the Closer Taylor. Eighth to Jesse Baker. Ninth to Joe Nuttleman. 10th to Matthew Hofford, 11th to Ryan Kling, 12th to Jeffrey Tufts, and 13th to Chad Lancaster to round out our field here tonight. Solid runs to say the least here for these drivers and solid battles all the way through. And we're going to see if we can have a moment to talk with our drivers here in a minute. But folks, before we go anywhere, tonight's race, the Pedal to the Metal Racing League Super Late Models season opener at Daytona. has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit them up at their website at MaconiShopShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting up Pedal the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing today, visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check them out on their shirts, merchandise line. Trust me when I say it, I've got one myself. I absolutely love it and adore it. By Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. They are supplying up the trophies for season champs this season. And if you're looking to get your hardware the best way, no H, no how, and maybe a gift or two for your loved one or friends. Remember, Valentine's Day's coming up there, gentlemen. You might want to get that figured out for your ladies. There ain't no better way to do it than to visit up www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. By SimRacingMerch.com. The perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. Bike Red Finder. Best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. Need a broadcaster or livery designer? Search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. By the ButtKicker. Best spin performance for feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. FEGPC.net will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Race. Be sure to go on over to his page to support his merchandise and iRacing journey. Brandon Minnick, a proud friend and sponsor up on the show for Pedal the Metal. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you want your vehicle to match your style on the track, visit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by, of course, Green Tech Energy, leading the way for energy tech and support. Green Tech Energy is the way to do it. Be sure to support them up and see for their information coming soon on the social media platforms. And folks, make no bones about it now. We're going to go ahead and chit-chat with our drivers here. We'll go ahead and get things fixed on in here in a minute. So let's go ahead and get the cards up here for our drivers here tonight. Of course, Chantel Throttle Pottle taking home third place tonight. So it's only a matter of time before we talk with her. So Chantel, third place finish here and a pretty solid run all the way through. I got to ask you, what was kind of going through your mind on those final laps?
Holding the draft and hoping that the car never slid off, because I found the second lane you were slowing up a nice bit. As long as you stayed to the bottom, you were fine.
For sure there. I mean, these cars, I mean, obviously no one expects the super late models at Daytona, but, you know, for what it was worth, you guys really had to work it on in tonight. What was really the biggest challenge for you when it came to kind of holding that car out there and trying to find a way to get some momentum there on for you?
Well, like I said, stay at the bottom, because the second lane wasn't doing it. The runs were hard. You need a lot of people behind you to get positions on the outside lane. So once you stay on the inside, you were doing good.
For sure there, but at the end of the day, you managed to get to do just that, and it worked your way to your favor. So, Miss Chantel, I've got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for this finish tonight?
All the sponsors for PTM. I know there's a lot of them, and I don't have the list here right now, but thank you to all of them.
That's all right. We already gave a little shout out to him before we talked with you guys, so you're covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chantel, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. Great to see you finally back in the zones and finally starting to get that car dialed in here.
Thanks.
Chantel Throttle Pottle here in the number 5, taking a third place finish here tonight here. And now, before we call it a night here, because Robert the Rattlesnake Khan has decided not to talk with us here, we're going to go ahead and talk with our second place finisher here tonight, Jeffrey Oaks and Old Oaksy. Ah, man, you were fighting hard. I knew in your heart you were coming for him, but tell me what happened down there, brother.
Man, these cars, they're fun to drive, and I mean, they're just ultimately not made for a track like Daytona. Yeah, I knew I had speed. The car was fast, and I knew I could get a run on him. But my fear was I'd pull up beside him on the outside, and you'd kind of stall out, and you couldn't go no further. So at the end there, it's kind of pick your poison. Push somebody to a win and take second and hold your head high, or you know, go for broke and end up finishing further back. And I chose to run second and go and move on.
For sure there. I mean, you still had a lot of things going your way, kind of filtering your car in all the way down the end here for you. But, you know, Chantel did say a minute ago that the inside line was really the only way to get that car to stick and get some power into the hood. Was any time, though, when you were coming down that final stretch out of turn 4 that maybe you might have something to go for him, Adam, there?
It would have taken, I think it would have taken 3 cars compared to 1 on the low line for me to clear him. I think I could have got up beside him. I think, but coming out of 4, if that car behind me decided to get down there, then I would have ended up 3rd, or either way I would have ended up 2nd. So those cars just aren't meant for that track. It was fun. It ended up being a lot better race than what I thought it was. And we'll take second place, move on.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Oaksy, you still have yourself a 2nd place finish and a trip here to the booth. So, man, I got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for this finish?
Everybody puts this on. Start up PTM Racing TV. You guys do a great job up there in the booth. FEGPCs. I personally run one. Can't say enough about them. SRM, Good Finder, Pottlez Wrapz, Green Tech. Hey, we're 1 and 2 on the start for sponsorship. ButtKicker, Matt Mills Racing, Bob's Custom Trophies, and everything else, and my beautiful wife for letting me do this. All my teammates and everybody in PTM League. It's a blast to run this.
For sure there, man. What a series and what a day it has been for you, and quite the trip. Congratulations here on your 2nd place finish here tonight there, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Shader. Looking forward to talking to you a lot more this season.
Keep on at. We'll see if that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2nd place finish here tonight, Jeffrey Oaks. And that will pretty much wrap it up here tonight for your series. As, of course, we've already mentioned before, Robert the Rattlesnake Khan is your race winner here tonight. So we'll give him the 1st place title card, but that'll pretty much wrap it up here. So, nevertheless, folks, that is the season opener for Season 3 for the Super Late Models Division, which now means we have hit the pinnacle of points. We have now hit the spot to head over to the Week 2 and then a little break for us here at Pedal and Metal and PTM Racing TV. But, of course, we are still got a full-length season ahead and a lot of stuff going down that you cannot miss anywhere, to say the least here. So be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Go over and subscribe on YouTube if you're on there watching it there. And make sure you guys catch all the action when we go live back on PTM. We're not done yet, though, folks. We still have a full race ahead. Coming up next, it's Blood Eagle Racing as they will make their final race of the season here on PTM Racing TV. For all of us here, though, we will see you here in just a little bit. Here's the outro for Pedal and Metal Racing League. Be safe. God bless. Take care, guys. We'll see you here in just a short little bit.